镇Qiunatong。我的家乡依山傍水，有树木、大山，还有一些很可爱的小动物，还有一些不一样的建筑。欢迎你们来到我们Qiunatong村来做客。
云里雾里，村里等你，我在这里，你来了吗？央视新闻的各位网友，大家好，我是央视新闻的主播王春潇，我如约而至，我和我的村庄第一站现在正式开启了。刚刚过去1个小时的
And this is the first stop to the small village of Yunnan. And today we are in Qiunatong Village in Yunnan Province. In the next couple of hours, we will take you on a tour into the village. Now it's early in the morning. The whole village is shrouded in mist. Why do we start our tour from this village? Because this village is one of the key areas for alleviating poverty in China. So we'd like to show to you how the efforts have changed the livelihood of the people here. And today we have a villager from this area, and her name is Xiaohua. And she is a key opinion leader in Kuaishou platform. And she will take us on the tour to the village. This bridge leads to the entrance of the village. After we landed in the airport, it took us 2 days to arrive in the village. And first we need to cross the Grand Canyon of the Nujiang River before arriving in the village. First, we will go to several families of the village and to talk to the local people. So, Xiaohua, how do you feel about your village? How is the life here? You know, this is the rural area. My real hometown is not as high altitude as this area. The first time I step here, I find the whole village is shrouded in fog. And check out there are villagers walking the cows. This village holds strategic importance in ancient times. It has beautiful scenery, and the life is simple here. And you will be impressed deeply once you are here. So, Xiaohua, which ethnic group do you belong to and where do you come from? Well, personally, I come from the Dali, from Yunnan Province. But this place is also fantastic. If you have the chance, you got to visit here. Just now we watched the live stream of the whole village at the bird's view. And it said that you must have a chance to visit here because it's so nice, so beautiful. And surrounding the village, there is also Biluo Snow Mountain. So the whole village is covered in mist for 300 days across the year. So we are walking in the mist and through the songs of the people. Let's interview some local villagers. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Noe is the local language for expressing welcome. It is a great pleasure to have you with us here. To introduce yourself a bit. I'm a local cadre for the village. So a warm welcome to our village. I hope through your eyes and visits you can have a taste of the local food and learn some knowledge about our village. We have 3 treasures in the village. You must find the 3 things, 3 items. That is the sweetest, the most beautiful, and the most good smelling things. It smells so good. What is it? Well, he is the host of the family. So what are you boiling? We are making wine, local wine. It smells so good. It's made of local corn. Sweet and bitter at the same time. It's made of buckwheat. Sweet and bitter buckwheat. Now the villagers are presenting you the food and the songs to show their hospitality. So what does the song mean? It means a warm welcome to you. It means our hospitality is as warm as a fire. Thank you very much. The wine cup is also delicate. Thank you so much. In the Wuli village, the villagers are keen to have both wines and good songs. And you see these are tourists from a very far place. So how do you feel about traveling here? I think in the morning time, it feels so good for a walk around the village. So you've got to stay here for one night at least. Check out, there is a baby. On our way, we met a lot of villagers, local villagers. Just now we see the horse team. It's really impressive. So why can we still see the traditional horse team today? We know that the highway has been built directly to link with the bridge. So why are still their horse team in today's time? You know, the horse team. You know, tourism is one of the supporting industries in our village. However, the transportation needs to be further improved. To alleviate people from poverty, we need to learn more about the people's life here and how their life was and has been changed. So we've got to see the true facts about the people's life here. So what is the best season to travel to the village here? I think each season has its own shining points. For example, in the spring have sunshine, summer have rain, and in the autumn and the winter you have snow and mist. And it feels tranquil in the village. And this village is also renowned as the Switzerland in China. You have traveled a long way here, so we'd like to treat you with local cuisine. These are the staple food of our village. It's called gudu rice. And this is popcorn. It's all locally made. It's all natural. It tastes so good. It's neither sweet nor bitter. It's just the natural flavor of popcorn. And this is porridge. I'd like to give you more information about our local delicacies, and this is called shibanbaba, one of the most famous local delicacies, and it has been broadcasted online in a very special delicacy episode of China. And this is the local hot pot. Check out the meat. And these are very good to health. And also the egg wine. And they are cooking the local rice. And also the corn porridge. And also the chips. Potato chips. Only made of boiling oil. It feels so happy to be a resident here. This is one of the most famous local delicacies of the village. And let's see how they made it. You know, there is a layer of dust on the top of the pan. It's for the purpose of disinfection. And it's made of buckwheat. This is how shibanbaba is made. So how long does it take it to be made? So the pan, the stone pan, is it from local? Another delicacy, well, this delicacy you must try. It goes best with our local honey. How can this honey taste so bitter? It's our unique honey of the Nujiang ethnic group. You know, honey is sweet, but our honey is bitter. Why is that? Because it's made from a very special plant in a special season. But we also produce sweet honey. So you have two options, sweet and bitter honeys. We have the most natural honey made in the most natural way. If you have the chance to visit the village, you must try this honey. Yunnan is the hometown of mushrooms. But there are such a huge variety of mushrooms. I can't even tell their names. For example, we have linqi, truffle. We also have tricholoma, matsutak, and other mushrooms. You know, truffle goes well with beef. But we prefer to cut it in slices and eat it in a natural way because this can help preserve its most natural flavor. And you taste it with the soybean sauce. So what's the price of the truffle? Well, the price is 200 RMB per half kilogram.
8-9个，太划算了。对，我们继续往前走啊。其实来到村子里，真的是跟美食接近了之后，就觉得自己幸福。
Okay, let's keep walking.
来了这个村庄，
You know, since I have been here, I feel I am a lot more happier. And it's really a great pleasure to have this opportunity to taste the local delicacy and learn about the real life of the people. As the tourism develops, people's lives have become better. As I work in the field, and it's a pleasure to have people coming and ask me to give a gesture, and this can be a way of earning income. So I feel a lot happier. So Xiaohua, you'd better spend more time in our village. So what is that? Check out our artifacts. Our handicrafts include the carpet. This is rainbow carpet, a local handicraft. It's called the Nu carpet, which means the carpet of the Nu ethnic group. So how many colors are there in the rainbow carpet? So please offer your answers online, and maybe you have a chance to win a small gift from our channel. Maybe we start counting the colors. It's also a tradition for the local women to sing while they are weaving the carpet. Maybe we need to learn some skills from these women. As you can see, this carpet has a huge collection of colors. And you can choose your preferred colors and decide your own pattern. Beside the carpet, we also hear songs from the local villagers. Traditional carpet has 7 colors mixed because it's called rainbow carpet, so it has 7 colors. Ladies and gentlemen, right behind the house is the Grand Canyon of the Nujiang River. As the women are weaving the carpet, the men will sing just like a band to express their love for their counterpart. If a man cannot sing, he will not be able to find a wife. That's a saying, a local saying in the village. So we hope after the people are lifted out of poverty, they can live a better life. So of the 3 top items of the village, I think the most impressive are the rainbow carpet and also the wine. For me, the sweetest item is the honey, although it tastes bitter, but it is a local delicacy. And it represents the most simple way of living for the villagers, and also represents the best wishes for a better life. And these 3 items are represented everywhere in the village, in every aspect of the life here. And it's a pity that the highway hasn't been opened here, so the horse team is an important way of transportation. And this May, this village has been lifted out of poverty. So what are the stories behind their efforts? We will keep uncover these stories for you, so keep watching.
来自云南的嫩江州贡山县民中洛镇丘纳图。我的家乡依山傍水，有树木、大山，还有一些很可爱的小动物，还有一些不一样的建筑。欢迎你们来到我们丘纳土村来做客。
预备去。
感谢山人乐队啊，特别感谢，特别好听的歌曲啊。但是对于我来说，这首歌是没有听懂的，因为我们山人乐队是用怒语来唱的。那么听了这首歌呢
However, it is sung in the local language, so I have no idea what the lyrics is about. This is another live stream section of today's live stream program, and now we are in the middle of the village. Just now, the band is standing in a stage, but it is actually a playground of the villagers. So thank you again for your wonderful performance. You know, we can't understand what you're saying, but we have a question. You know, you have visited this village before for performance. Now you have been here back again. So how do you feel about the two visits? Any difference? I feel a lot of changes to the village. It has become better. The life is getting better, and the facilities have been renovated. The song we sang is about visiting a place that everybody wants to go to. I noticed you have used the local instruments, and that also represent your idea to preserve the local culture, right? To preserve the local music. Yes, indeed, we want to preserve the local music because it's part of our culture. We like to the music to go on and to be passed to other generations. So once again, we want to thank them for their performance. And we wished for encore, another performance, but we will save it for later. And we will have a theme song for this special program. The music and the lyrics will be understandable. We will have it on later. Stay tuned. Next. You know, today's theme is My Village and I. We will unveil the stories surrounding our life. And I think the villagers are in the best position to talk about their own life. And we'd like to hear what you have experienced in the process of being for poverty alleviation. I noticed a granny who has brought her grandchild. The grandpa is in his 70s. How do you think about the son? The son is so nice. So you are wearing the local costume. Do you wear it every day or only for special occasions? I only save it for the special festivals. So are you local? You were born here? Yes, I am a local resident. Are you minority group? No, I'm Han. You know, there are a number of ethnic groups in the village, but I am not a local. I came from Lijiang. How come you come from Lijiang? Because the transport is not so good. I came here to help build the highway, and later I settled my life here, and I stayed for my wife. So I stayed for love. I've been here for 20 years. So over the past 2 decades, you came here for love, and now you have become a resident. So in your eyes, what changes have taken place in the village? I think the past 2 decades has witnessed huge changes in the village. It was primitive lifestyle in the past, but now we have improved our infrastructure, including the highway, and the people's life is getting better. So what specific changes have taken place to people's life here? Poverty alleviation. Can you show us any detail about the poverty alleviation and the changes that have taken place in people's lives? I used to be a migrant worker, but later after I settled here, I opened a small hotel, and it has helped me earn quite a number of money, 50,000 RMB per year. Hey, young man, can you introduce yourself? Hello, everyone. I am local. I'm also the owner of a small hotel. He is quite famous online. He studies outside, and after he graduated, he came back and opened a small library. Why did you choose to open a library here? When I was small, I loved reading books, but I was short of books. So in my college time, I decided to raise books for the villagers and create a free reading environment for the villagers. So are there many kids who go to your library? Yes, there are many kids. So when you watch these kids, do you find the kids living a better life than your time? Indeed, different from my time, the kids today have enjoyed better facilities and better life quality. So did you ever share any stories of your childhood with the kids? Yes, I hope through this library, the kids will have better learning opportunities and better education opportunities. So thank you for sharing your stories with us. I hope you have a lot of good times and also enjoy success in your life. Next, we will have a special representative from the village, and he's the first secretary of the village, Mr. Yao. Now let's welcome Mr. Yao to talk about his stories. My name is Yao Congxue. In October 2008, I left the China Transportation Group and arrived here. The local residents took me as one family member of their own. Mr. Yao came from far away, but he showed a lot of problems for us. He helped us a lot. He helped with applying for the Poverty Alleviation Fund so that we can receive this funding and our kids can go on further education. After Mr. Yao arrived, the life of our village has improved a lot. In the past, there were only 48 middle school students, and after graduation, there was still 30. So that means a small dropping out rate. And he even helped us with the psychological assistance. He also helped me with the farm work. He's upright. He's positive in work. Before I entered e-commerce, he helped us sell my products. One thing he did was very touching for me, because one year during the Spring Festival, he stayed with me for the festival. And in this year's COVID-19 crisis, he helped with the publicity work to spread the knowledge about COVID-19. He's a good guy. He helped us. I hope my kid will also be as good as Mr. Yao, who serve people and make contributions. He helped our village and our county. What he has done has improved our life. He's a good planner and takes good action. And he has become more confident, and our people's spirit has been uplifted. And we believe we will have a bright future. Now let's welcome Mr. Yao, the first secretary of the local village. So he will make a speech. Hello everyone, my name is Yao Congxue. I am the first secretary of the village. It gives me such a great pleasure, to share with you my own stories. In 2004, I graduated and joined the China Transportation Group. And 1 year later, I decided to move to another country in Africa. I found the Africans so poor, they don't even have a clothing. And they live in shabby homes. Not long after, my colleagues died because of diarrhea. He died because of the poor transportation that cannot took him to the hospital in a timely manner. Another colleague died of an accident in a cliff. And that reminded me, and that made me think, if we have better transportation facility, my colleagues wouldn't have died. So now I arrived in Nujiang River, and the transportation was also poor. It took such a long time to arrive from the valley to the village. This is a very nice place, but the facilities is underdeveloped. I hope through my own efforts, we can make people richer and improve their lives. And there were people who asked me, I came from Xi'an, I came from big city, but now I choose to stay in a small village. And there were rumors that I will not stay for a long time. I will leave this place. That was troublesome. But I concentrated on my work. I concentrated on how to help the people out of their poverty and help them shoot problems. Now I know each family so well, and the residents trusted me. And our relationship is close and natural. I am here to help them. After a period of time, I know each resident of the village well, and I saw a young man, who wore a bamboo basket. He got off the mountain, and I asked my staff, who is he? And my colleagues told me that he is one of the poor families. He is working on preparing to applying for college. The second day, we went to his family, and we only to know that his mother is in chronic disease, and his father passed away in a long time ago. and I added his WeChat, and I asked him to share with me his results for applying for school. And days later, he told me he has been successfully admitted to the Yunnan Financial College. That was good news. Many people say that not going to college is no big thing. You can even find good jobs without going on further education, and you can make money everywhere. But I noticed Mr. Ma's mother. I see in her eyes what she is thinking. This reminds me of my own mother. My mother don't know how to read. All she knows is that the Communist Party of China, these are the characters she only knows. Although my mother doesn't know how to read, she knows the importance of education. She encouraged me and my sister to pursue education. So from Ma Wenshen's mother's eyes, I read her aspiration for better education for her son. But the family doesn't have enough money. I said keep in touch, and I left his home. I couldn't sleep all night because I thought about the problem all day. The second day, I met a colleague whose name is Zhang Guohua. I told the story of Ma Wenshen to Zhang Guohua, and Zhang Guohua decided to give allowance to Ma Wenshen to fund his education until his graduation. I shared this good news with Ma Wenshen's mother for the first time, and she cried. And Ma Wenshen pursued his college education successfully, and he received honors, the 3 good student. And now he is preparing to join the Communist Party of China. And this is beyond my imagination, because he told me there were only a few number of rural students. I did not expect him to be so outstanding, because he came from such a remote place with transportation underdeveloped. Over the past 2 years, 11 students were funded pair on pair. So I'd like to thank those funders who has offered their helping hand. From the family of Ma Wenshen, we can see from his case that to alleviate people out of poverty, the first step is to save them from the education. We must provide good educational opportunities. Another measure for poverty alleviation in the region is to develop the industry. There is another village nearby with grand scenery. I know 2 villagers, a couple. The husband of the family was in bad health conditions, but they love raising bees, producing honey. So we learned the conditions of the family. We provided the training opportunities for this family. And they were hardworking. So we asked them to help manage the 50 bee boxes in a village. And later they established their own bee houses. And they started their own business. And also they established a brand And their business grew into 900 bee boxes. And now they are leading the local business. And by September this year, their dividend for producing honey amounted to 220,000 RMB. So their stories have demonstrated a spirit of industry. Although they are poor, they never lack the spirit of trying their best and seeking a better life. This is really touching for me. So the honey cooperation unit is developing well, but we are thinking about the next steps. When the villagers met me, the honey producer always communicated with me and shared with me their difficulties. For example, how to apply for certain files. This is good for to see that they have independent thinking. They start to think about their own business. So this is a story of how a poor family developed into a bee house starter, step by step. So we need to have vision, long-term vision. Now there are a lot of training opportunities to become cook, to become handicraft maker, and a tourism. We have introduced these trainings in order to help our people to become more skillful so that they can develop the industry in a sustainable way, and so that the tourism can be greatly developed in the region. We also have a new ethnic group cultural street, which was opened last year. The primitive culture of the Nu ethnic group and the Zhang ethnic group need to be preserved. The future of our village lies in the hands of the villagers. This cultural street is our own product, and it's gradually taking shape. This year, we are very honored to be classified as the key tourism village in Yunnan Province. During my 2 years of working experience here, I received grand support from my family, my wife and my mother. When I joined them for the Spring Festival, when I walk with my kid, who is 9 years old, he asked me a question. Dad, when will you come back? I told him 2 years away. He said, 2 years later, I will grow up. I said, yes, you need to wait. I will be back. In our country, there are many children at your age who don't enjoy the same living conditions as you, who can't feed themselves. I left you in order to help them, to create a better life for them and our country. During this national holiday festival this year, I took one of my villagers for hospitalization. However, the bad news is that my father had an accident. He knew I was busy, so he did not tell me the bad news. When I went back to my hometown, my door was closed, and I was told that my father was put in hospital. So you can see during the poverty alleviation drive, there is a number of working teams, and people like me were fighting on different lines. And behind us, there are a big number of families who support us. So I'd like to express my gratitude to my families for supporting me. By reflecting my 2 years working experience, I have treated myself as a local resident. I know you have taken me as one of your families. And I have seen from the last 2 years the changes in the village. The change is remarkable, and the effect is very obvious. We have implemented the different projects. It is not only job to me, but also my career. I am proud of what I have done in this village. In my own understanding, poverty alleviation is not only about improving the infrastructure. We also need to make our people smarter and make as a way to improve their income. And I am confident in the future of this village. Thank you, Mr. Yao. Thank you for sharing story with us. It's really touching. It touches me in 2 ways. There are 2 key words: help and aid. You have done a fantastic job. But I was most touching by your family story, the family part. And you represent one of the thousands of faces of such workers who helped with the poverty alleviation. So how long have you left your own family? Well, I came back home once in a while. So, and whenever my family was in difficulty, I need to come back. So today we also prepared a small video clip to express our gratitude to you. Mr. Yao, we haven't met for 2 years. I know your work is very hard, but I am so proud of you. You have done a fantastic job. You have not changed for 15 years. You know how to shoot problems. Do you still remember Angela? We worked in the field. We ate poorly. In our last station, it was struck by disaster, and it was so difficult. I remember you sent me to the hospital, and you ran back and forth several times. And it is you that prevented my tragedy. I miss you so much. Hi, Mr. Wu. We haven't seen each other for a long time. You went to Yunnan for poverty alleviation. Yunnan is so far away. You can't spend time with the family and the kid, but I understand it is your career. You never changed your aspiration. Both I and my kid learned a lot from you. I know there can be good news and bad news in life, but I always shared only good news with you because I want you to concentrate on your work. I always joke with my colleagues that we are busy making money, but you are not only making money, you are working for the whole country. And this year, we lost a connection for 5 days because of a landslide. I was so anxious to know whether you are safe or not. Before you started this job, I was not sure of what you can achieve, but now I am so proud of you. Please rest assured I will take good care of the family. Hello, Dad. I'm Ping Ping. I know you're in Yunnan for poverty alleviation. Please take good care of yourself. I have a good performance in my midterm exam. I hope when you are back, you can give me a surprise. I will wait for you together with my mom. So that was really touching, and we have seen today many touching moments during the efforts of poverty alleviation. Now when we talk about my village and I, today we heard a lot of stories from Mr. Yao, and his stories is how he has helped the villagers change their life and lift themselves from poverty. Next, we will have a Q&A session. You can raise questions to Mr. Yao. So who will be the first to raise a question? Please identify yourself. My name is Liu Chunxing. I think our village is good for tourism, but our disadvantage is that the transportation is so bad. And there is only one road, which is dangerous. Even on sunny days, it can be dangerous. There can be landslide. It will be dangerous to not only the villagers, but also the tourists. So anything we need to do to improve the situation? Well, this villager raised a question about the improving the road conditions. The ancient tea horse road, we are keen to improve the road conditions. And the government also pay high attention to that. And the renovation of the ancient tea horse road has been agreed as a project national level. There will be handrails to be built, and 8 million funding has been approved. So according to the plan of the government, the renovation work will be carried out step by step. So please rest assured about the road conditions. My name is Xikang Li. I'm a local villager. And under the guidance of the government and Mr. Yao, I have opened up a small hotel, a family hotel. Mr. Yao has done a great job for us. But we need more help from Mr. Yao. We have a problem. Now we have the hotel, we have the rooms, and tourists said we have good rooms, but we don't have good toilets. The washrooms are not connected to the rooms. And the tourists may go too far away in order to find a washroom. We want to build a washroom inside the house, but the regulations said we cannot build by ourselves. So we would rely on Mr. Yao to communicate with the government in order to allow us to build convenient washrooms for the tourists. If we don't have good washroom, the tourists may not come again. So, Mr. Yao, do you have any good solutions? Yes. It's good to see that our residents are thinking about the future of our village. He mentioned a problem. And because our village is a cultural protection unit, we cannot build the washroom by themselves. But it is necessary to build the infrastructure for tourism. Now, in the Nujiang Prefecture, we are renovating the washrooms. But we have to do that in accordance with regulations. It is the same as we did for the separation of the livestock and the people. We must do it in accordance with the regulations instead of doing it on our own, randomly. We must think about the tourists. So our target is to ensure one washroom for one family. And the work is underway. Some has been finished. And the showering is also a problem. I will communicate it to the local government and ensure and strive to solve this problem. To ensure that the washroom and the showering facility will be built at the same time. So any more questions? So are you the honey producers? Yes, they are. These are the honey couple. I learned that the couple are courageous to share with you their own thoughts and their difficulties, and they seek solutions from you. So, Chunmei and Jinchang, you have developed your business into a brand. Do you have any difficulties? The business is running, the raising part is good, but we have a problem with sales. If you don't have a food safety certificate, you cannot promote your product. You know, honey is a food, but our honey cannot be sold as a product in the supermarket. To become a product, we need to apply for the food safety certificate and communicate with relevant departments, and also establish a standard honey production flow. And also we need to put in place the food safety facilities. So if we are able to label the product with our own trademark, then we will have many solutions. For example, we can talk with the supermarkets in Shanghai and other places. Just now, Jimmy said he had a problem with sales. You know, today we have a friend whose name is Xiaohua. She is a key opinion leader in Kuaishou live stream platform. So I'd like you to know her. So why not do a live stream for your product? You know, today the honey I tasted is bitter. Can you explain why it is bitter? In September and October, the the plant blossom is bitter. So the honey is bitter. So the more bitter, the more precious the honey is. After October, and 2 months later, the honey will be sweet again. So Xiaohua, I would rely on you to help promote the honey and to sell this product. So first, there are some key points for a good sales. First, you need to be enthusiastic, and second, you need to show the product in its best way. And the third one, you must try on the food. Let's begin. Dear online viewers, today I have a special product for you. This is the local honey in its most primitive way. You know, honey is sweet, but this honey is completely different because it's bitter, because it's produced from local, and there are only 2 months that this honey can be produced. Have a close look at this honey. It's very transparent. It tastes, at the first taste, it's bitter, but it is also sweet. And these meat are produced from the hands of a couple. And now I will show you the scan code for you to place the orders. Thank you, Xiaohua. You have done a wonderful job. And today we also have a question which have been repeated many times. So do you know the answer that why this honey is bitter? If you got the right answer on our platform, you will have the chance to win a small gift. So I'd like to welcome onto stage again Mr. Yao. Xiaohua couldn't help taking another bite. So, Mr. Yao, what other wishes do you have for this village? In the future years, poverty alleviation is only the starting point. So, what further wishes do you have? Well, thank you for your question. My first wish, I would like to share with you my first wish. You know, I mentioned Ma Wensheng, the student. He went to college in Kunming this March. And my former colleague, Zhang Guohua, in China Transportation Group, helped him find an internship opportunity. And the student said he missed his hometown very much. So I'd like to show his parents. His parents are here today. So you haven't seen your son for a long time, right? Almost a year. Not even this spring festival. Well, he came back during the spring festival, but he left home again. So do you miss Xiaoma? Do you miss your son? Yes. Everybody, the son has shown up today, and he has come back. This is Ma Wensheng, the student. Please hug your parents. I noticed that many villagers have been moved to tears. But it's good to see that your life is getting better and it's easier to get home because of better transportation. So, Mr. Yao, I'd like to ask the student whether there are any new changes to the village. Each time when I go back, I find my hometown taking a new face. The infrastructure has been greatly improved. The educational opportunities have been improved. So how about this time? What is the biggest change you have witnessed? So which part impressed you most? Well, the cultural street. So what gift will you choose to bring to your parents? I will get them some clothing to keep them warm. So I have a question for your parents. You know, your son is going to graduate soon. Do you want him to come back or work in another city? Well, the choice is for him to make. We support him, whatever choice. Now I am preparing for the entrance exam for the national public institutions. If I do not succeed, then I will apply to become a graduate. Well, thank you. Thank you to your parents. Mr. Yao has been here for 2 years, and he has become part of the whole family. And he is not even able to speak local dialect. Now, Mr. Yao and Mr. Ma, you have the opportunity to share your vision for the 14th five-year plan period. Well, for me to begin, my village has been lifted out of poverty. I hope the villagers have a richer entertainment life. The playground is in bad conditions, so we want to build a new one for them. After it is renovated, then the villagers can choose to play. The young people can play basketball, and the elders can also enjoy themselves on the playground. So we want to deliver a place where people can enjoy themselves, like playing basketball and putting on performances. This is my first vision. So Mr. Ma, what is your vision? Tourism is highly developed in our village. The infrastructure has been improved, but there are still problems that need to be tackled. I hope we can improve the infrastructure step by step, and I believe we will live a better life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the very end of today's program. The poverty alleviation is challenging, but we have achieved this goal. And this is the only first step for us to achieve a better life. So my best wishes for you, for the villagers, and for the life of the people. Starting from today to the 19th of December, we will visit Sichuan, Jiangxi, Anhui, Jiangxi, and the villages of these provinces. See you there. Thank you.